tplocks here bringing you guys another video. Yes, you guys, I just wanted to give you some really quick tips on how to protect your hair for this upcoming winter, okay? It's getting real chilly, and you guys know what that means. That means things are gonna start drying out. That includes our skin, our hair, our lips, a lot of things, man. So I'm gonna give you guys some tips on how to make sure you guys stay protected, okay? If you're interested in that video, stay tuned. As usual, if you have not done so already, you guys go and smash that subscribe button right now. We are at 22,000 subscribers, you guys. I just saw a post, I had a Facebook post that showed that this time last year, we were at 900 subscribers. It's 20,000 subscribers in a year. It's nuts. Let's keep that momentum going, you guys. Thank you so much for your support. If you have hit that subscribe button already, definitely want to make sure you hit that notification bell to stay notified on all the posts the moment that I post. Notification gang, stand up. I see y'all. All right, let's get into the video. When it comes to winter months, winter is personified by a lot of different things, you guys. Personified by holiday season, getting some good old cooking, and maybe seeing family, visiting family you haven't been able to see all year, getting gifts for some people. It's an amazing time of year, but it's also personified by some very problematic things as well. I know all y'all remember in middle school, elementary school, getting clowned for being ashy during the winter. Remember back in the day where you couldn't keep your hands from getting ashy? Back in when this would just be bone dry. You put lotion on your hands and it would already be dry. You put chapstick on your lips, it dry out, you smile, your lips is cracking, everything is just dry, okay? That is the effect that winter has. Winter is just absolutely drying, and it can be brutal on skin, and for the purpose of this video, hair, okay? So today I'm gonna be giving you guys some keys, just some very short, simple keys to try to help that process and make sure that winter doesn't come and make your dreadlocks ashy, okay? Stick with the analogy, you know what I'm talking about. So the first thing that you guys are gonna wanna make sure that you do is establish some sort of moisturization mixture that you can spray on your hair every single morning, okay? My moisturizer of choice is rose water, okay? I live by rose water because rose water in and of itself is a natural conditioner for your locks. It moisturizes your locks, and it also smells amazing. All them stereotypes about locks that people have, they stink and all that stuff, this product alone will just refute all those stereotypes just like that, okay? So get this in your life, okay? If you wanna see the box, presentation is amazing, all this, I mean, I'm not getting paid to do this either. I just love this product. Naturally, it's organic. Get this in your life, okay? But what you wanna do is you wanna spray this. Now this is already a part of my morning routine. I get up every morning and I spray this, comb throughout my locks and pop my locks, okay? After you do that, you're gonna wanna make sure you seal that moisture in, you guys, okay? You seal that moisture in using an oil, okay? Contrary to popular belief, you guys, oil in and of itself is not a moisturizer, okay? You're gonna need the water and the oil in tandem to get the moisturization and the protection that you need, okay? So after you've sprayed your rose water, you're gonna wanna get your oil, the oil of your choice, okay? Right now, the oil that I'm using, and I say right now because my oils are subject to change. Anytime I go into like a Sally's or Walmart and I see a product I like, I tend to try things, okay? But the product I'm using right now is coconut oil, okay? Now, you don't have to use coconut oil. You can use argan oil, you can use jojoba oil, you can use virgin olive oil, you can use several different oils that are gonna give you that protection, okay? But what you're gonna wanna do with this oil is you're gonna wanna coat your locks with it right after you sprayed that rose water or whatever moisture mechanism you're choosing to use, okay? The reason why is because you wanna allow that oil to seal in that moisture. And you'll feel it. You'll feel the difference in your locks almost immediately. Okay, now when you're applying this, you also want to make sure that you're not putting on too much. You don't want to cake it on. You want to get enough to have a light layer on your hands and rub it in. Okay, and maybe do that 2 or 3 times to get that needed protection. Okay, that is my morning routine. That's my morning routine for winter, every single day without fail. Okay, now if you're a person that works outdoors, let's say you work construction or any other job where you're outside for prolonged periods of time, you're gonna need more than just that oil protection. You're not in a place like Florida or somewhere down south where it's warm during the winter. Those cold temperatures are actually gonna be pretty brutal for you. So what you're gonna need is something that's gonna actually seal that moisture and act as a cover, an additional protection against that cold weather. Okay, what I use, guys, is a bonnet. You want your bonnet to be silk or satin, okay? Silk or satin. The reason why is because oftentimes, materials like wool or cotton or just any other material, they kind of act almost like a paper towel would. They sort of absorb moisture. If you've ever tried to wipe up a spill with satin or silk, you're almost making more of a mess, okay? These materials are gonna be much better conducive to actually sealing moisture in. So that's why you want to go silk or satin, okay? I understand that walking around with a bonnet, fellas, you know what I'm saying? And ladies, for that instance. I know ladies ain't trying to do this at work. I know walking around with a bonnet is not ideal, okay? So there are other products. There are dreadlock Tams that are satin, made out of a nice, silky, smooth material that you can utilize. If you're short on change, definitely can you just use the bonnet and put a do-rag right over. Okay, a lot of us are short on change. I know I'm short on change. Got a baby on the way, and a wife. Okay, I ain't trying to spend no extra dollars. So this is my go-to if I'm gonna be outside all day. Put my bonnet on, get my do-rag on, and I'm done. Okay, the reason again you guys are going to want to make sure you do that is because again those elements are just going to be, they're looking to dry things. If you're in those harsh temperatures, they're just looking to just soak up that moisture. You want to make sure you use these head coverings so that you're not only covering your hair to cover from the temperatures, but you're also going to want them to keep in that moisture. Okay, that's a major key for this, okay? If you have any products that you could recommend as far as silk or satin products that you can use to cover your dreadlocks, definitely leave them in the comment section below, you guys, because this is community and I want all of us to be in on helping each other out, okay? The last tip I have for you guys for the winter is to make sure you condition. Make sure you condition. I know a lot of times people hear all these misconceptions about what conditioners do, what they don't do, and that you shouldn't use them. I am a firm believer that you should condition your locks, right? It's shown great results on my hair. My hair has been damaged, from the dyes and things that I've done to it, and conditioners have brought me back to life. And so I am just a huge advocate of them, okay? In the winter months, it's gonna be even more important to make sure that your hair has all the tools it needs to be successful in that cold weather, especially if you're somebody who's out in those elements a lot, okay? When if I'm a person that's out in those elements, I'm gonna be making sure that I condition my hair once every 2 weeks, in addition to all of the other daily moisturization I'm doing every single morning with my rose water and my coconut oil. Well, a lot of times when we get to subjects like this, you guys want me to give you like a standardized answer. So I would tell you, whatever you're doing for moisture right now, around those winter months, double them up. Let me repeat that. Whatever you're doing right now, double up. If you're a person that conditions once a month, I say do it now twice a month. If you're a person that only moisturize your hair 2 to 3 times a week, get that popping every single day of the week, you guys, especially if you're in those elements. Because again, let's go back to the analogy that we entered this video in, right? Ashy lips, ashy Achilles tendons, and ashy webbings. You don't want ashy locks, okay? Let's keep away from getting ashy locks, okay? But again, just to reiterate, you guys, make sure you are conditioning. There is a link in the description for a conditioner, a loctician recommended conditioner. It's an almond butter moisturizing conditioner that's amazing. I use a different one just mainly because of the chemical damage in my hair. I need something that's specific for damaged hair, but the one in my description will suffice. If you're already using a conditioner, you guys, hopefully you already have established the one for you. Continue to use that one because the name of the game for these winter months is just to protect that hair. Conditioners work great for this because what they do is enhance the moisturization of your hair and essentially the elasticity. They allow them to be more malleable. Think a rubber band. A cold rubber band in and of itself is going to snap when you attempt to stretch it. A rubber band in this case that's warmed up, or in your hair's case moisturized, is gonna stretch a lot easier. It's gonna be a lot more resilient as well. So that might not be the best analogy, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Moisturize your hair and it's gonna be a lot more resilient, okay? But essentially, you guys, that's it. I said this was gonna be a very short video. And I meant that. Very simple key tips that we're gonna be utilizing here, okay? We're gonna be utilizing moisture. For me, it's gonna be with my rose water. You're gonna be utilizing an oil to seal in that moisture. Mine is coconut oil. You could use another oil, right? And then if you're outside in those elements for prolonged periods of time, you're absolutely gonna wanna make sure you get a satin or silk head covering of any kind. If you're short on change, use a silk bonnet or a satin bonnet and a do-rag in tandem. That works perfectly fine. And then lastly, you're gonna wanna make sure you condition, okay? You might not be able to prevent those ashy lips, okay? Those cracked lips. You might not be able. I haven't found a chapstick yet to keep y'all from getting them chapped lips, okay? But you absolutely can make sure your hair is taken care of, okay? I hope these tips help. If you have any additional questions, leave them in the comment section, you guys. If not, again, this has been TP Locs, signing out.